Stephen King sits at his battered old desk in a dimly lit main cabin. He's staring at a blank page, fingers poised, battling the familiar paralysis. He knows he has stories spilling inside him, but how do you capture lightning in a bottle? This moment, a mix of frustration and fierce hunger, shapes every writer's journey. What does King reveal about pushing past this deadlock? Let's dive in. King's start wasn't magic, it was grit and grinding through the grind. Here, as how a young Stephen turned relentless effort into legendary success. At 18, King sold I Was a Teenage Grave Robber for $35 to a fanzine. It was hardly glamorous, but it marked something crucial. He wasn't waiting for inspiration, he was showing up. He wrote in basements on scraps of paper, late into New England nights, fueled more by obsession than talent alone. King compares writing to weightlifting. Just as muscles don't grow from a single gym session, skills don't blossom from one perfect page. Daily writing, no excuses, is how the craft toughens. Think pumping iron for words, repeated reps shaping raw power over time. Rejection slipped under his door like cold Maine fog, endless stacks of no's. Yet each letter was a badge, a sign he was trying. King's secret weapon, viewing rejection as fuel, the cold shove pushing him further rather than knocking him down. That stubborn refusal to quit is what forged his career. Beyond raw talent lies a toolkit King uses to sculpt his stories. What secret craft habits turn chaos into captivating tales? King devours books on language like a kid in a candy store. Grammar isn't a prison, it's a canvas. He insists on a solid toolbox, vocabulary that sings, grammar rules that guide rather than choke. One vivid example is his love for the passive voice, rare but powerful when used like a sniper's bullet. He refuses rigid outlines. Instead, plotting is more like hiking unknown trails. You carry a compass but expect detours. Stories reveal themselves through curiosity, not preset checkpoints. This flexibility lets surprises bloom, making the story feel alive and breathing rather than canned and predictable. Characters aren't just players, they're breathing people with quirks, fears, desires. King's secret, writing scenes where characters act truthfully even when it throws the plot curveballs. This honesty makes readers forget they're reading fiction. They meet real people grappling with life's messy complexities. King's genius, balancing raw passion with brutal discipline. Here's the alchemy behind turning writing from dream to daily deed. King sets a brutal daily goal, 2,000 words, no excuses, even when on vacation or sick. This relentless habit means some days are gold, many are grind, but the story inches forward. He likens it to farming. You don't expect to harvest every day, but you plant seeds consistently. Writing's sacredness demands protecting. King locks himself away, sometimes literally locking the door in his main home. He bans the phone, silences the world, creating a bubble to dive deep into story worlds. This discipline carves mental space where creativity can thrive unmolested. Life isn't a filter, it's the ink. King's near-fatal car accident threatened to end his career but instead deepened his story's emotional core. Pain and hardship aren't detours but fuel raw, real experiences that sharpen a writer's voice and empathy for characters. Remember that dimly lit cabin with King facing that blank page? He's still there, showing us that the fight isn't against the page but for it. Writing isn't inspiration's whimsy, it's grit, routines, and lean-in moments. So here's your challenge. Pick a daily word count, protect your writing space like a fortress, and let your life bleed onto the page. The stories are waiting. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.